This is Mission Control Houston here in the Artemis Flight Control Room at the Johnson Space Center. We are continuing with our live 24/7 coverage of the Artemis II mission. At a mission elapsed time of 7 days, 16 hours, 1 minute and counting, the crew is currently in their sleep period. They are scheduled to wake up in 1 hour, 7 minutes counting down. Currently, the Orion spacecraft, named Integrity, is 128,000 miles away from the Moon and 150,000 miles away from the Earth. You can see live views coming in right now from Integrity aboard the solar array wings. The view coming closer and closer to us is our home planet, Earth. You can see Earth eclipsed by the light right there, and that is the part of Earth that is in daylight, and then the rest of the Earth, which is currently in nighttime. Here in Mission Control, the teams continue to monitor all of the operations, and the vehicle continues to perform well. You can see here in our room, the flight director leading this Orbit 3 team is Ron Spencer. And next to him, you have Capcom, or capsule communicator, which is Mark Reagan. Next to him is the incoming Orbit 1 Capcom, Jackie Mahaffey. We'll continue to provide live updates here from Mission Control. This is Mission Control Houston here in the Artemis Flight Control Room at the Johnson Space Center at a mission elapsed time of 7 days, 16 hours, 25 minutes and counting. We are continuing to provide 24/7 coverage of the Artemis II mission. The Orbit 1 team of flight controllers have arrived, and we are conducting handover with the Orbit 3 team as we speak. For now, while the crew is asleep, getting ready to wake up in just under 44 minutes and counting, we will take a look back at Flight Day 8's highlights. Good morning from Mission Control Houston here in the Artemis Flight Control Room at the Johnson Space Center. We are coming to you live with our 24/7 continuous coverage of the Artemis II mission at a mission elapsed time of 6 days, 14 hours, 51 minutes and counting. I have here beside me Andre Douglas, NASA astronaut, and also Capcom Artemis II crew backup member. You have several job titles.
Yes, I do. It's quite an honor.
I'm sure it is. Can you tell us a little bit? You've been kind of a jack of all trades for this mission. Tell us, I saw you closeout crew. I've been seeing you here on console. You've trained with the crew. Tell us what you've been up to over the course of the mission.
Yeah, so primary job has been Artemis II backup crew. It's been really fun. We do all the different systems training. We do all the different module and everything training. It's great. So, some of the things we do is go out to the field and we do geology, and it's actually been a lot of fun going out to Iceland and just experiencing the beauty of the country and learning about rocks, and so that's been amazing. In addition to that, the closeout crew job has been awesome. We work with the Exploration Ground Systems group, and the whole purpose of closeout crew is to make sure we close the module out, to make sure that we can rescue the crew, to make sure we understand the emergency escape baskets, all of that stuff. It's been exciting, and in addition to that, working on Capcom console, trying to understand what's going on here in MCC, and making sure we interact with all the different disciplines and great things that we do. So it's been awesome. And I'll tie this back to the science. One of the things that's very cool about what we're doing is, for the moon and collecting observations, there is the Lunar reconnaissance orbiter that takes pictures around the moon, right? And when we get that, it's a string of images that's going on the longitude, slowly rotating about the axis, and we can't see necessarily that overall view of the moon shot,
3D, yeah.
Right? So now we have a flyby with humans that can get and really use their own minds to figure out what angles are great and when to zoom in, when to not. And we can combine the data from LRO, the orbiter, and now these photos, and now we have this much more complete picture. So just extrapolate that concept out to what would Mars be like, and even the base. When you have these different views, you really get an understanding of perspective. Because one of the things on the moon that the crew talked about was, man, looking at this from a 3D perspective, it really pops out. And you see that at Earth when you're on ISS and you're looking at cloud formations, or you're looking at hurricanes. When they're flying by, every 90 minutes, they can kind of see how that's changing at an angle. And that's just something that is really hard to describe. And you also might see a phenomenon that it's hard to see from a 2D perspective or a timestamp perspective. So again, with Moon to Mars and being able to put all of these assets together, that's going to give us that just ultimate view, and both spatially and temporally. It's pretty exciting.
I'm excited, and I'm excited for what the future holds. This mission, I don't know about you, but for me, it's been phenomenal to see the images coming down, to see all of the burns, the crew happy, the eclipse glasses. I loved it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Your friends and colleagues at the Canadian Space Agency wish you another great day on your voyage. Canadians everywhere are inspired by your journey, and we're with you every step of the way. Let's go.
You're looking live at a view inside the Orion spacecraft, now on Flight Day 8 into the first flight of astronauts aboard Orion. All 4 crew members are just wrapping up their post-sleep period, getting ready for the day and getting ready for their daily planning conference. We're expecting that here momentarily when they'll talk down with teams in Mission Control Houston. getting an update on their systems aboard the spacecraft, any plans for today, and asking and answering any questions. Again, some of the activities we expect the crew to participate in today include putting on and measuring for their orthostatic intolerance garments, or OIGs. They'll also get in some exercise, and we will see them in a couple of public affairs events as well. This is Artemis Mission Control. You're looking at a live view inside the Orion spacecraft of our crew on the Artemis II mission. Now a mission elapsed time of 6 days, 19 hours, and 30 minutes. The crew woke up at 10:30 a.m. Central Time today, just completed their post-sleep period and their DPC, their daily planning conference.
Houston Integrity, the CUD valve is closed. We have a good view out the windows. Our crew camera view is only so-so, and I'm waiting on your go. I will stop recording.
Roger, and the saw view is breathtaking.
We love a good blizzard.
The less said about the snow, the better.
Houston Integrity, we are waving at you out of window 2. It's a beautiful blue little crescent out there.
Thank you. We can't quite make you out, but we appreciate the thought.
We're working on changing that. Thank you, Stan. And while I have you, can we do another dump just for our purposes?
Yes, you may.
At this time.
Please do.
Thank you, sir.
That was NASA astronaut Cristine Koch reporting to Capcom Stan Love and all of us here on Earth that outside the windows of Orion, she can see us right now. Of course, this is a view looking back on the spacecraft from a camera mounted on one of its solar array wings. We've been getting beautiful views of both the moon and the Earth, as well as incredible views of life inside the spacecraft. You can find all of those on images.nasa.gov, and make sure you follow NASA and at NASA Artemis on social media to make sure you don't miss a thing.
Man, Steve, we got so much going on. I feel like we're on the International Space Station right now. This is an awesome day here. Hey, can you confirm this is my final exercise of the mission? It'll just help me with stowage management.
Reid, that's correct.
Okay, thanks, Dan.
And for what it's worth, today's exercise is the last exercise for all crew members. Starting tomorrow, we will not have the time. Integrity Houston for optical comm. Okay, Reid, long story here. We are still not locked up on optical comm. We suspect solar array blockage. So between exercise sessions, between when you're done and Cristine starts, we want to put a 25-degree roll on the vehicle. That would be about a 1-minute maneuver to an attitude where we think optical comm can see the ground terminal. Now, when we do that roll, we will have only one phased array antenna pointed at camera. So if that antenna fails, we'll lose comm, and a string swap will not recover it. So if we lose comm while we're in that attitude, you will have to maneuver the vehicle back to bias tail to sun, where a second antenna will be available. And I have a procedure number and some check MCC numbers when you're ready to copy.
I am complete with exercise, so you can start that team working in that direction. Go ahead, Stan.
You can see some of those maneuvers happening right now. Again, targeting to sync up with OpComm, the optical communications. This is a live view from the spacecraft looking at the service module. This video coming from a camera mounted on the tip of Orion's solar array wing. There are 4 solar arrays. Each solar array could panel 2 3-bedroom homes.
Integrity maneuver and damping complete. We are go for crew exercise.
All right, we copy. Thanks, Dan. The flywheel team, this is a great device. We really enjoyed it in this small cabin. It's perfect, and it gave us a lot of good opportunity to get our heart rate up and also get some great resistance exercise. So we just wanted to shout out a nice thank you. Here we go. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for the words and the cheers.
That was Commander Reid Weisman calling down that they have finished exercise for the mission, and that's worth celebrating.
Integrity Houston, no action on the enabled caution. That's part of our cabin repress. It should clear on its own soon.
Copy. Thanks, Dan.
NASA astronaut and capsule communicator Stan Love calling to the crew aboard the Orion spacecraft. They received a caution about their cabin pressure. However, it will clear out on its own after the oxygen levels out inside the cabin. We are currently repressurizing Orion. There was a demonstration flight test objective to have the cabin pressure at 10.2 psi. That repressurization has been going on for about an hour and a half now, and the pressure is currently at 13.27. We're currently at a mission elapsed time of 7 days and 6 minutes, meaning it has officially been a week since Orion launched to fly around the moon and come back home to Earth, targeting that splashdown in 2 days, 1 hour, 25 minutes in the Pacific Ocean. We do expect to see the crew and hear from them shortly during the Canadian Space Agency Public Affairs event. That'll be in about 40 minutes.
He hears us. We got you loud and clear, Josh. Great to hear your voice. We got Jenny and Capcom, and it's great to have you on board Integrity. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, guys. We're good? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jeremy, and to your crew aboard, we have a very special guest tonight who would like to say a few words to you. And so, c'est avec grand plaisir que je passe la parole au très honorable Mark Carney, Premier Ministre du Canada.
Merci beaucoup, Joshua. Et tout d'abord, Jeremy, je veux commencer en français parce que tous les Canadiens et Canadiennes sont tellement fiers de vous pour bien des raisons, mais c'était incroyable de vous entendre parler français pour la première fois dans l'espace. And as I say, Canadians are so proud of what you're doing and the collaboration. And I just want to have a chance, if I may, I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled to be speaking with you, Jeremy, and the crew. We've all been watching and inspired.
Yeah, Integrity Houston, cabin repress is complete, 14-7, and we'll stay that way for the rest of the mission.
Stan, we definitely appreciate that, and you should probably just carry a note forward for future Artemis missions. If you do a large repress like that, there are certain things, such as CCUs, that collapse pretty significantly during that, no damage, but there are some things that we probably would want to vent along the way as we come back in pressure.
Received loud and clear, Reid. We'll take that note.
That was Commander Reid Weisman calling down to the ground. We did conduct the cabin repressurization today. The cabin pressure was kept at 10.2 psi for an extended period of time as part of a test aboard the spacecraft, as this is a test flight, the first flight of humans aboard Orion. Everything we learn is helping us prepare for future missions.
Houston Integrity, call in the blind from a Peltor, and just doing a test for the Peltor noise reduction flexible activity. These actually work really well. We have 3 crew members on Peltors, 1 in the toilet, and we're using the Bluetooth feature to talk between them, and they sound really good. Noise canceling makes them very quiet, and then talking to each other with push to talk on the headsets.
This is Artemis Mission Control in Houston, Texas. You just heard NASA astronaut Victor Glover call down from the Orion spacecraft. You can see a live view of that Orion spacecraft. He noted that he was making a call in the blind, which means that he knows that the team here cannot respond to that call because we are currently in a forward link loss of signal. This is Artemis Mission Control. Following that brief data rate change, we now have those live views back of the crew inside the Orion spacecraft. Again, they're working through some stowage activities to start preparing for re-entry prep. They will do a lot of their re-entry preparations tomorrow when they will be reconfiguring the cabin to prepare for splashdown, and they will also be studying their entry procedures. In addition to stowing some of their equipment, they will also be installing their seats to ensure all items are secured for re-entry.
We all just had that weird vibe of backing up if we were getting sad.
Oh, we feel it too, but we'll be happy to have you back.
Awesome. Let me have a look, and we'll let you know if we have anything we can tee up for you now. Otherwise, we'll wait for it as scheduled.
That sounds great, and Victor's spinning is making us giggle. It's really spectacular.
Integrity, this is NASA PAO Courtney Beasley. How do you hear me?
Hey, Courtney, we hear you, but you are very low.
Okay, I will try to talk a little bit louder. Reid, Victor, Christina, and Jeremy, it's great to see you today. We have a room filled with media eager to talk
Courtney,
to you.
we have you loud and clear.
Wonderful. We have a room full of media ready to talk to you today, and we also have them on our phone bridge. We have a limited amount of time, so we're going to go ahead and hop straight into questions. We'll start here in the room with Marcia Dunn. Go ahead.
Marcia Dunn, Associated Press for you, Reid. Could you please describe your emotions when Jeremy called down to Mission Control to ask permission to name a lunar crater after your late wife, Carol? It was a pretty emotional, powerful moment down here.
Marcia, it was a powerful moment up here as well. My crewmates approached me when we were at Kennedy in quarantine, and they said, hey, the 3 of them had talked, and they would like to do this. And that was an emotional moment for me, and I just thought that was just a total treasure that they had thought through this, and they had offered this. And I said, absolutely, I would love that. I think that's just the best. And I said, but I can't give the speech. I can't give the talk. And Jeremy, the kind of guy he is, he said he would do it. And it was getting emotional there. And I think when Jeremy spelled Carol's name, Carroll, I think for me, that's when I was overwhelmed with emotion. And I looked over and Christina was crying. I put my hand down on Jeremy's hand as he was still talking. It was right there on that rail. And I could just tell he was trembling, and we all pretty much broke down right there. And just for me personally, that was kind of the pinnacle moment of the mission for me. That was, I think, where the four of us were the most forged, the most bonded, and we came out of that really focused on that day ahead. I think that was a very caging moment for the four of us. Thank you for that question, and it was a great moment.
And we have seen just some extraordinary things that I thought we might see. They looked similar to what I thought they might look like, and other things that I just had never even imagined. And those were different perspectives that we saw these things from. But I have to say, it hasn't changed my perspective or the perspective that I launched with. But the perspective I launched with was that we live on a fragile planet in the vacuum, in the void of space. We know this from science. We're very fortunate